Welcome to Kojo Recaps. In today's episode, I'm going to show you a 1985 American martial arts comedy film called The Last Dragon. Spoilers ahead. Be sure to like and share the love. In New York City, Leroy Green, also known as Bruce Leroy, has dreams of becoming a great martial artist like his idol Bruce Lee. Leroy Green trains with his teacher, who shoots arrows at him. When Leroy catches a blue arrow in midair, the teacher says that the student has successfully completed his training and is now ready to go out into the world. His master explains that he has reached the final level of martial arts accomplishment, known as the Last Dragon. Martial artists who reach this final level are said to be able to concentrate such mystical energy into their hands that they begin to glow. Only a true martial arts master would be able to exhibit the glow over his entire body. Leroy doesn't fully understand, and in possession of a medal supposedly belonging to Bruce Lee, Leroy embarks upon a spiritual journey to find Master Sum Dum Goy, whom his master claims can help Leroy unlock the power of the glow. Later, Leroy watches a film by his idol Bruce Lee, but a rival martial artist, Shonuff, comes to the theater looking for a fight. Shonuff believes Leroy is his only competitor for supremacy and wants to fight one-on-one, but Leroy does not believe in fighting unless it is necessary. When Leroy ignores Shonuff's challenge, audience members attack Shonuff, but he beats them as Leroy sneaks out the emergency exit. Shonuff vows to destroy Leroy. Meanwhile, Eddie Arkadian, a successful video arcade mogul, wants to get into the music business by managing singer Angela Virico and tries to get her video on the popular music show Seventh Heaven. However, the show's host, Laura Charles, is picky about the music she plays. Arkadian sends henchmen to kidnap Laura so he can force her to watch Angela's video. Eddie hopes to get several trashy music videos he has produced starring his girlfriend Angela Virico featured on Laura's show. As Laura leaves the studio and steps into her limousine, Leroy walks by. Just then, Laura realizes her driver is an imposter and attempts to escape. As Arkadian's men overpower Laura, Leroy saves her. After the fight, Leroy flags down a taxicab for Laura, then leaves before she can get his name. Laura finds Leroy's gold medallion on the ground and takes it with her. Arkadian's men return, claiming that Laura's bodyguards attacked them. Later, Leroy retreats to the scene, looking for his medallion. The next day, Leroy teaches a martial arts class, where he tells his students not to fight unless necessary. Just then, Shonuff disrupts the class with his gang, demanding Leroy to kiss his feet and declare him the master. When Leroy refuses, Shonuff's men threaten to harm Leroy's best friend, Johnny Yu. As Leroy kneels, Shonuff kicks him, proclaiming they will battle one day soon. The next day, Leroy has breakfast with his family, including his younger brother Richie, who has a crush on Laura Charles. Richie plans on winning the Seventh Heaven dance contest because the prize is a date with the hostess. When a commercial for the show appears on the television, Leroy recognizes Laura. He assumes that she has his medallion and begs Richie to take him to the television studio. Richie believes Leroy is also infatuated with Laura and teases his brother about his sexual inexperience. However, Richie reluctantly agrees to escort Leroy, but asks him to conceal the fact that they are brothers. Upon arriving at the studio, Richie leaves Leroy alone at the back entrance while he seeks out a secret entryway. There, Leroy witnesses one of Arkadian's henchmen, Rock, forcing Laura into a van. While driving away, Rock accidentally drops a folder labeled Eddie Arkadian Productions. Later, at Arkadian's studio, Laura is forced to watch Angela's video and ordered to promote the singer on her show, but Laura refuses. As Arkadian's men prepare to coerce her, Leroy suddenly bursts into the room, clothed as a ninja, and rescues Laura once again. Arkadian vows revenge against Leroy, who then brings Laura back to her apartment, introduces himself, and asks for his medallion. Laura returns the item and attempts to flirt with Leroy, but he leaves. The next day, Leroy tracks down Master Sum Dum Goy, which turns out to be a fortune cookie factory. Leroy consults his former master for answers, but his master suggests that Leroy has known the answers all along. Outside, he runs into brothers Hugh, Lu, and Du Yi, who refuse Leroy entry. Meanwhile, Show Nuff and his men arrive at Leroy's family-owned restaurant, Daddy Green's Pizza. When Leroy's parents refuse to divulge their son's location, Show Nuff destroys the restaurant. Moments later, Leroy returns, and Richie calls him a coward for not fighting Show Nuff, prompting Leroy to train harder. The next day, Laura shows up at Leroy's studio, asking him to be her bodyguard. Leroy declines, claiming that he must continue training to become the Master. Back at Arcadian's studio, fighters train to get revenge against Leroy. Angela laments that they will never convince Laura to play her music, and when Arcadian promises to get rid of Leroy, she quits. The next day, Arcadian offers Show Nuff money to fight Leroy, but Show Nuff agrees to fight for free as long as Arcadian sets a trap. Meanwhile, Leroy returns to Laura's apartment and apologizes. On the way to her studio, Leroy asks her how to seduce a woman, and she offers herself as a teacher. At the studio, Laura plays Bruce Lee's Fist of Fury on the stage's video screen, thrilling Leroy. Moments later, Richie sneaks into the studio, finds Laura and Leroy kissing, and storms away. When Leroy sees a scene in which Bruce Lee disguises himself to get into the villain's lair, he abruptly leaves and Richie returns inside. There, Arcadian kidnaps both Laura and Richie. Back at the Some Dumb Goy factory, Leroy pretends to be a pizza delivery man, gets inside, and demands to see its owner. But the brothers confess to making up the person Some Dumb Goy to sell cookies. Leroy consults his former master for answers, but his master suggests that Leroy has known the answers all along. He learns that the mastery he is looking for already resides within himself. Meanwhile, Angela tells Johnny about Arcadian's plans to kill Leroy, and Johnny later tells his friend. Leroy gathers his weapons and prepares to fight. When Johnny insists on coming with him, Leroy locks him in a closet, but one of the younger students lets him out. As Leroy returns to Seventh Heaven, he is ambushed by an army of violent thugs hired by Arcadian. Leroy's students, led by Johnny, charge into the studio to even the odds. Using Laura as bait, Eddie lures Leroy to the dilapidated building, where he finally faces off against Show Nuff. Richie breaks free of his confinement and follows. In an abandoned building, Show Nuff finally battles Leroy and gets the upper hand, dunking Leroy's head into a vat of water. During the battle, Show Nuff reveals his ability to use the glow, his hands pulsating with a red aura, and he beats Leroy viciously before attempting to force him to acknowledge Show Nuff as the Master. While underwater, recent events flash before Leroy's eyes. He reveals that his former master was correct, and that everything he needed to achieve the final level was within him all along. His entire body bathed in the sublime golden light of the glow, Leroy uses his newfound power to defeat Show Nuff. Unhappy with the outcome, Arcadian shoots Leroy, but Leroy catches the bullet with his teeth. Leroy ties up Arcadian and leaves him to be arrested by the police. Later that evening, Laura tapes her television show, and Leroy arrives with flowers. As they kiss, Richie proudly announces that Leroy is both his brother and the Master. That was The Last Dragon. What did you think? Tell us in the comments below. And tell us which film you'd like to see next. Until next time, dear viewer.